everybody. Tom Nappy here, and right now we are joined by Eric Carty, the Hopkinton Water and Sewer Manager, the now retired Hopkinton Water and Sewer Manager. Eric, how are you?
I'm doing well, Tom. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
So, how's retirement life?
Well, I took a couple days off last week after I retired a week ago Monday, and I'm back helping out. We got a lot of projects going on, so trying to help everything out with all the paperwork and with all the big projects that we have going on right now. So
So really, it's semi-retired.
yeah, yeah.
There
I
you
couldn't stay at home doing nothing anyway, so
go. Right. Absolutely.
yeah, we got some. So right now we have our PFAS plant that went online a year and a half ago. We're doing our first change out of the media that does all the filtering. So that's the first time running through that. So we have to take the well down offline, take all the media out and replace that. So that's kind of a big project with all hands on deck. So we're doing that actually right now as we speak to get that replaced.
Oh,
So
wow.
that will help just keep the filtering. Once the media starts to get a buildup on it, you have to replace it, put new media in so that the filtration can stay effective.
Well, they must be pretty glad that you chose to hang around a little bit after you technically retired.
Yeah, I'm watching the tanks and the pumps and everything going to make sure that the water flow stays good there. We also we have a leak detection program that we do every year. We have a consultant come in that goes through the whole town. They started that a couple weeks ago, so they're in town going through. They go through the entire town searching for leaks. So, knock on wood, so far they haven't found anything, which is good. Um, but they got a ways to go to finish that up. A couple of the other projects we have going on is we're doing the 8 foot drawdown over at Lake Maspinock to help try and control the weeds over there. So if everyone sees a lot more rocks showing than normal, this is the triennial every 3 year drawdown. The good news is every other time we've done it in the past, it's never been cold. We actually got a regular December for once, the coldest December since I think they said 2005. So that'll help out with the weed management program over there.
That's terrific. So it sounds like they're pretty busy over at the DPW.
Yeah, yeah, the highway's got a few projects. They're doing their annual fall sweeping that's required to be done and the catch basin cleaning going on. And they're also, if anyone out there wants to plow, they're short some plow drivers. So if you have a truck and a plow, they're looking for part-time plow drivers. So you can come apply at the DPW for that.
Well, I think that's a good transition to our next topic. How much are we going to have to plow this winter, Eric?
So it's funny, they thought we were going to have a lot of precipitation up early. It was supposed to be a front-loaded winter, meaning the cold and storms are up front, but it's actually been so cold that the jet stream has dipped down low enough where it's kind of blocking the Gulf of Mexico moisture from coming up. Then that's what you need to generate some of these storms. You need that moisture coming up out of the Gulf, hitting the cold air coming down, and that's what gives us our big storms and predominantly the nor'easters. But that jet stream is depressed so low that they're not making it up to us. So we're getting the cold, but we're not getting the precipitation to generate it. So it looks like that might be changing next week. The jet stream might be wavering a little bit, going up a little bit higher, which might bring in a little warmer weather. So it might be hopefully not too warm with snow because we like to see the snow for the recharge because the ground's already frozen. So that could change. The pattern could flip, come the next couple weeks here.
Ah, okay. So right now it's essentially too cold for snow. So if the
Yeah,
temperature
that's a little
goes up,
oxymoron, I guess.
well, it was too warm the last few winters, and now it's too cold.
Exactly. Now you need it just right to snow.
Unbelievable. Well, I'm sure yeah, it'd be interesting to survey people to ask them, do you miss snow? Because we haven't had it in quite a while. And seeing how, it got so cold quickly, my initial thought was, well, maybe we will get some snow this winter. But
Yep.
I guess you've been a letdown for all the people that wanted snow because it's too cold,
Yeah,
apparently.
I'd like to see it myself. I guess Boston is, I think I want to say either the third longest, we call it a drought of snowstorms of less than 6 inches. So last was it 6 inches or lower? It might have been lower than that, but It's been since last February since they've had any significant snow in Boston. That's the third longest time on record for that. So it's just
Wow.
crazy how these things run. You just get in a cycle and kind of get stuck in it, and then you just have to wait for that pattern to break down. It's been severely cold over in Siberia, and that tends to lend towards the polar vortex getting broken down. That's what kind of sends these shots off down to us. That kind of drifts over and then comes down through, the upper parts of Canada and then into us. So that kind of affects the weather. So they got real cold early. That's why kind of seeing it cold early.
Wow. So what are the odds here that the temperatures are going to go up a little bit to
So it
allow
should,
for the
should
snow?
yeah, it should start to moderate. Looking the end of next week should moderate. It's gonna be real cold again on Monday, down near the single digits, and then moderate somewhat the end of the week. And the other thing is we're still, believe it or not, people probably not believe this, but we're still in a drought. Our section came out again from the state, and we're still in a level one drought for our portion of the state. We got a little bit of rain in November, early November, but we had a good amount in October, but since the beginning of November, we haven't really had a whole lot of it. We've had, traces here and there, tenth of an inch, 2/10 of an inch, but nothing significant to help out. So we're still in that drought situation, unfortunately. So we want the rain and the snow to help recharge the aquifers here.
Yeah, and if you get a good dose of snow, I mean, that's probably is snow like a little better for rain than a drought situation?
Generally, it is in the springtime. You want to have a snow cover going into spring because when things start to thaw out, you then get that slow melt, which can percolate into the ground a lot better than when you have the heavy rains and you get a lot of runoff that doesn't make its way all the way into the ground. So you definitely having a good snowpack in the spring is what's the best for recharging the aquifers.
So I guess it's kind of a wait and see kind of situation. So, do you have any type of prediction on how much snow we'll see this winter, or is it just too much up in the air right now to be
Yeah,
able
well, I just go off of what the professionals predict, and they're saying it's supposed to be, snowier than average. So they were, average is in the 40s for our area. So we're predicting above average. So well, we still got plenty of time for that to happen. We're still early. We haven't even hit official winter, December 21st yet.
to,
So
right?
we got some time. So we'll see who's right.
I guess we will. Absolutely. Well, certainly cold out there, and hopefully it won't stay as cold as this for too long. And start giving you guys trouble with frozen pipes and whatnot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we don't like that part. We like the skating. So, we haven't. Last year was the first time I was able to skate on our lake multiple days in like 6 or 7 years. So it was nice having a normal winter last year. We didn't get a lot of snow last year, but it was cold in the latter part, which made for some good skating.
wow. Now I'm not really a skater, so I'm kind of curious. How are you able to determine that? Okay, this lake's frozen enough. I could go out there and skate.
So my father always told me, do not go out on that ice unless you check it for thickness. So funny, I actually went out yesterday and checked it, thinking we had a really cold stretch, and I was thinking it was going to be 2 to 3 inches thick, but it wasn't. It was only about an inch thick when I put a hole through it. And I think that has to do to the drawdown we're doing on Maspinock. The water is flowing at a pretty good rate to get the drawdown there, so it's a little bit behind schedule. But you got to have at least 3+ inches in order for it to be safe to go out there just walking or ice fishing, and we're not there yet. So don't go out on the ice yet if anyone's watching this. It's not thick enough, at least
Yeah,
on Maspinock yet.
absolutely. All right, Eric. Well, thank you for all you've done for the Hopkinton community and all you continue to do as you
Can't get
continue
rid of me
to
yet.
help them out. And um, any plans for trips or anything coming up?
I well, actually just got back from Florida. I went to see my sister, my wife and I, about a month or so ago, and we had the pleasure of getting off the plane to the coldest weather in 100 years down in Florida. It was 38 degrees when we
Wow.
got off the plane. I mean, thankfully we weren't planning to go to the beach. We were there to see my sister and her family, but it was the coldest it had been in 100 years down there. The wind was blowing, unbelievable wind chill, and sand was blowing like a desert storm. So we got greeted to that. But it was a great trip to go see family, and other than that, we might have some trips going in the spring.
So you're one of those guys that brings the weather with you as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the cold, so I don't like to go away to the warm weather. I like the snow, not necessarily the cold, but the snow and skating. So we'll plan some trips in the spring.
All right, absolutely. Oh, and I got to ask, there's a new water and sewer manager in town. Could you tell us about who the new water and sewer manager is and your experiences working with him? And did you have to train him as well?
Oh, no, so Jed Feniff is the new water sewer manager. He's been with the department for over 12 years. Absolute, great person to be on board. He was the assistant water and sewer manager for the past year and a half. So Jed, is got the department, was left in his great hands. So yeah, he's very knowledgeable. He, knows everything about our wells, runs the wells and the system. So the town's in very good hands with Jed. He has a lot of knowledge coming in. He had a great background in multiple areas, so it was very good that we didn't have to basically start somebody from scratch. And he knows the town, which is the best part. You can have somebody that's been in the industry come into your town and be a manager, but they don't necessarily know your system because every system is unique and has its own quirks, if that's what you want to call them. So you have to know those. So Jed's very well versed on how our system runs and what it needs to run. So the town's in very good hands, and they're out now looking to hire a person for his position. So hopefully they get that in place, and then the town will have a full complement to get up because there is so much going on between everything that we have to do with our wells and trying to get the system um, connected with the MWRA to bring everything back up to get the water quality back to where it needs to be in our volumes.
All right, well, that's terrific, and I'm sure they're real happy to have you helping out as well with that. And I know the Hopkinton community certainly very happy to have you helping out now and for all your services throughout the years. But we'll look forward to continue to do these weather segments, and maybe we'll get you out there
Absolutely.
for some Hiller hockey.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see if we can sneak some dates in there to do some broadcasting with you.
All right, more HCAM news coming up.